Afternoon. In this video, I guess we're going to start on the front and the back. So I'm going to switch the camera in just a minute, and I think I've showed this before, but I'll go ahead and bring it up again. When we come in to cut this, I have to do it. We're going to work on this drawing first. I need to come in and cut these two completely round first, because I'm coming in from this direction. Then I need to come in with the tool and come around here and cut this shape here in there, right here. So these are actually two different drawings. There's a drawing that's going to have two different machine operations. I'm sorry, they'll be in the same drawing. First, it'll cut these circles out, and then it will actually follow the outer contour, so it actually will be a different drawing. On the bottom part here, since one of the last machine operation for the part is to turn it over and do this side, we'll just extend down below to the 0 point and have it take this all the way to the bottom and then go across. So then I'm going to try to include in the same one, if I don't have any problems, is doing this side, which is basically about the same thing. It's just going to take this out all the way around, but on the side here, if you notice, it'll be two different drawings also. Let me get a pencil to show you, because at first it's only going to get to come this far and cut the shape out. Then it actually has to come around this way, all the way out and back down and under, and then back up and do the other side of it. So there's two different machine operations for it to do this. Plus, it'll be using a chamfered cutter, so I'm going to leave a chamfer in here. Hopefully, I'm close enough that you can see this. And also, that chamfered cutter is going to be used here to leave a chamfered edge here, so that when I'm not going to change cutters in the middle of this to go deeper. So I'll have to extend it more than the distance of the chamfer so that this side is flat. So let me go ahead and get to the drawing. I don't believe I need camera anymore. We're just going to select the two top ones to start with. We'll see how this goes. And say copy. And then we'll open them up in a new file, blank design. Click paste. And we'll go ahead and get rid of some items we don't need here. We'll delete this off. And delete this off. This is our front and our back. And we're not going to change these. We're going to copy the segments out of them above and to the side. This one here, the actual tool path for this one is, let's start with this one. All right, to do this one here, we need to make sure that this is a complete circle, which it is. This is a complete circle, which it is. It's not segmented. That's a complete circle. And that's a complete circle. Okay, that's that first operation. All I'm going to do when I first make the part is actually center drill these. I'll locate the two dots and center drill them, which means I'll need a drawing with a circle down here in the corner with its center at 0, 0. So we can start with that. I'm just going to hold down the control key and select this square and the two inside circles and the two outside circles. Right click and say copy. And then right click and say paste. I'm going to say line group, so they stay together. And then we'll grab them and bring them up here. And I'll write the G code for this one out of this first set of drawings, except for I need I'm going to need another set that looks just like this. So I'm going to go paste again, because I need to change the one to where its center is at 0, 0, and it needs to be in its own drawing. So um, I'll hold off on that for right now, because that'll have to actually, I'll have to open another blank design, because when I line that up, I have to line it up and say that 0, 0 is the center of the circle. So no, I can put it on here. I'm thinking things through here. I can go ahead and do it now. Let's just go paste again and go line group. And this one, even though it looks basically the same, is going to be different in the sense that when I select it, it's going to have the circle in the lower left corner. And it'll have to do the same thing over here on this side. So once I select this, I'm going to ungroup it. Then I want to select the square without bumping it. And draw a circle. And select all this and zoom to the area. Sorry, zoom to the selection. There we go. All right. I just want to take this circle now and center it up on this lower left corner of this block. There. All right. Gonna once again zoom back into that. There's not a keyboard function for this type of view. If you see, zoom to selection doesn't have a keyboard function. There's probably a button here somewhere. I just haven't found it. Probably right here. Zoom to fit screen. Zoom to magnify area is probably it. I just haven't used it yet. Let's click off and then select the square and delete it out. Different keyboard. Okay. The whole purpose of this drawing here is when I go into D2NC, I'll delete everything else out of the screen, leave just this one. It'll pick the circles. I need to select this circle and delete it out of there. I don't need it. I don't need a circle and a circle for this. And this is just the center, drill the 2 holes. So that's good for that. This drawing, its lower left corner is the actual square. And I'm going to come in and machine around this outside part to the depth of the first machine part, which is here. And then I need another copy of this whole thing here to modify. And it's going to be going around this entire outside shape here, even to the point of going over our square, taking our square out of there, and just this outside area here. That drawing I'll make now. First I'll say line group. Then I'll right click on it and copy it. And I'm going to just right click and paste. Might as well grab it and put it over here to the left of this so we can keep things kind of together. Let's see, ungroup it. Select it all and intersect it. Now, I want to delete out lines that aren't the outside. I'm not going to need this line. Because I'll do the machine work from the bottom. I'm thinking to myself here, right? So now I need to hold down my control key. Draw a line from here to here. Take a line again from here, holding the control key to here. 2 more lines from here here. And from here to here. All right, I'm going to select it all and intersect again. First, I want to select this little square here. Oh, that's all right. I'm just going to select it all and intersect. I don't want to intersect. I want to pick that square. So let's zoom to the view. Zoom in on this. Go ahead and grab this little square and delete it out of there. Well, it's not 4 little pieces. It's a whole square. Now we're going to intersect. And I want to take out this line, this line, everything except for the outside. And hopefully when we do this, I'm not going to leave any little dots or pieces. So I'll group this thing together when I get done here, move it off the location to make sure there's nothing underneath it, because we've been having trouble with lines over lines. That's the shape of the next machine operation. So the first thing, it'll come in and drill it. Second, it'll come in and cut this round higher part. Then it will actually go in and cut the final stage here. So I'm going to grab this as, I'm going to select it as individual pieces. I'm sorry, holding the control key. I'm going to select each individual piece, kind of looking at these dots to make sure that they're all hooked together. I see a little spot here. I'm not sure if I got. I'm going to delete that out. I'm going to delete that line out from here to here and redraw it, trying to keep from having any trouble. I don't think it drew it right. No, it did not. Try that again. I didn't get the point lines to intersect. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and see what it looks like. That's a mess too. So we'll take that out of there. Make it one line. All right. Now I'm going to hold down the control key and select each individual line, and we'll see how it goes this time. Make sure they're all intersected. So far, everything looks okay. Made it around our radius. All the sides look alike. Now I'm going to group this and move it off that location and delete anything that's underneath it. So I'll say line, group, and then just grab it and move it. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to select the area and see if there's any tiny little dots there, and then if there's not, okay, they would have lit up if there was any. So now I can just put it back. Doesn't matter where I put it. I'll line it up Z2 and C. Okay, that's everything we need to do the front. Now to do the back's basically going to have this shape right here going all the way around to a certain depth. And then it's going to have this entire shape going all the way around to a certain depth. So it can have it can use the same drawing on the back side for the second one. For the first drawing, it is just this. So let's pick, holding down the control. I'll select this, all, group it, right click and copy, right click and paste, pick it up and raise it up here. Now this one I don't need to follow this contour, so I'm going to use this exact shape on the back, I mean, yeah, on the, this is the back. On the back, I'll use this whole outside, this shape. So I can just take this one and copy it. To do the first part, I need just this outside shape here. I believe that I need to actually connect it down to here because I'm going to machine this valley out of here when I flip it over from the bottom. So that'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is ungroup it. I don't need the circle, so I can go ahead and take them out of there. I don't think. I'm just going to center drill it, line it up, center drill it from one side. I'll have to drill it all through from one side and ream from one side. So I don't actually think I'll take the part to finish because I don't want to take the motor apart to measure the pin to do that. So that'll be where I stop anyway. So I'm not going to worry about these circles here. Here, I can ungroup this line. And then I want to take out this. Got to leave our square on this one. I'm going to take that radius out of the corner. This point off. This point. This corner out of here. And just so I have less lines, I'm going to take the straight line off of here and here and redraw them. You get a good connection from here to the bottom. And the same thing on the other side. Get a good connection from here to here. Okay, as far as doing the back, that's everything for it. It'll cut out this pattern to about a quarter-inch deep. Then it'll cut out this exact same pattern here, only it'll be zeroed off this corner to the depth of about a ½ inch deep, maybe a little more, probably closer to 3/4 inch deep because I got to remember that's a chamfered bit. So I'm going to select these, making sure I pick up that little square over in the corner there. I'm going to I want to select them as individuals. Let me hold down the control key so I can move them off, make sure there's no dots in the location. I'll delete all the dots out of the location and come back to it. And it won't have anything interfering with my drawing, hopefully. Remember, if you don't get the yellow box in D2 and C, then you didn't get everything. All right, well, that's selected. I want to move it up. Say line group. So it stays together. Select the area where it was sitting just to make sure there's no little specks or dots in there and nothing showed up. We'll grab it again and just put it back where it was. All right, that's it for this drawing. I don't see anything else it's going to need. So we'll say File, Save As. Make sure it's going to the right spot. Okay, we're going to call it front and back. Step 5. Step 5, front and back. We'll save that. Now I want to reopen the original drawing. So we'll go to reopen. And that is Rocker Base 1. And select the bottom. My select tool here. Alright, my computer gonna act up again on me. That's good. Maybe I got the one drawing done before it goes nuts. Let me I'm telling you, it's Windows 7. I don't think Windows has made anything decent since '98. XP works, but it's even quirky. I'm waiting for this to see what it's going to do. It doesn't look like it's going to stop, and there's nothing here that I'm going to lose, so I'm just going to go ahead and go to Tab Manager and shut it down. Let's see if we're back now. Okay. So I want to copy bottom. We'll select it. And that's really a messy drawing if you look at it. Wow, look at all the dots. Okay, well, that's all right. We're just going to say copy. Sorry. Let's say line group. Multiple machines applied to one. Okay, it don't like that drawing either. I don't either myself, but let's just right click and say copy. I'll fix it in another file. Okay, so we're going to go File, New Blank. Okay. Go ahead, right click and paste. Now, on the bottom here, I've got to really totally do this drawing different. As long as we have this square in the right location, we're going to delete a lot of things out of here. I don't need to go out around the outside. That's already been cut out. But what I do need is I need to actually pick up this shape here, coming all the way out, and pick up a box around here to cut this shape. Okay. I need to pick up a box coming from out here. Whoop, from out here across. Doesn't have to go that far. It needs to probably just go half the distance of the cutter. Out to here and back to take this to another level. You can do this as a pocket, except for D2 and C does not do pockets with islands. So if I was to select this outside and I wanted to cut all this section here where I'm showing the arrow all at the same height, all right, but I didn't want it to cut out this center square here, D2 and C at this time does not do that. He's working on it. He's been having some health problems. So hopefully, you know, that comes out somewhere in the future. But there's a workaround for it, and I'll show you what it is. Our picture's kind of cluttered here, so we're just going to copy. I'm not even going to copy this one. I'm just going to be careful not to move the square and keep it lined up with this actual edge. I'm going to delete out some of these segments I don't need. I no longer need the square. These have already been cut. I'm sorry, let me go to undo because these are bigger. Remember, these are a bigger hole than they were in the top. They're only about an 1/8 inch deep below this surface, but they are larger than the top ones were. So I forgot about that. We need to leave those. So how do I want to draw this? Let's copy it. I'll make up my mind in a minute. Nope, that's not everything. I'll take everything. Right click, copy. Right here, right click, paste. Now hopefully it's going to let me drag this thing off to the side. Let's go to the left of it. I'll just drop it on the screen. Now edit this one, that way I don't lose my original. Okay, I want to make this one machine operation. We have 3. Let me go back to camera, and maybe you'll understand what I'm trying to do here. I have 3 different levels, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4 different levels of depth that I'm going to go to on this back side. So let me switch back to camera. Hopefully this makes sense. All right, level 1 is this has to be taken down to this level. Let me zoom in a little. All right. Turned around here. Okay. Here's a level. On top of this is the next level. On top of this is the next level. And then we have these two holes. And if you look, they're extending down in here. I hope I can get that to where you can see it. This ain't working too good. Give it to the shaky guy. They extend down in there another 1/8 of an inch or so. I'll have to measure it below that. And they are bigger than the upper holes. So there's a level extending down in there. Here's a level. Here's a level, which is actually 0. The actual bottom of the part. That doesn't have to be machined. That is going to be the actual surface. And here's a level. We're leaving this solid in this section right here. So let's go back to the drawing. Now to do this, I'm going to do it by drawing a box. First off, I'm going to come up, draw a box that fits in here like this. First, I'm going to intersect and delete everything I don't need out of here. Let's do that. I see something strange. Look here. There's no line here. But if you look on this one, there is a line. And if you look here, the line that's missing off of this one is sitting right here. It picked it up. That line belongs there. Let's start over. We'll select all this and intersect it. The line, ungroup first, line, intersect. See that one up there in the top? There's a dot. There's one of the dots that were messing with us before. Let's just go ahead and delete it. We got one in here somewhere too. Let's see if we can find it. I don't see it so far. Could have been something I did moving around in there. Could have been something that was left after I deleted this line out. We'll find out when we get to it. All right, I don't need all these fancy shapes. The outside shape's already been cut out. I'm working actually within a full square now of this size. So I'm just going to make a square that fits here, goes over the entire part. And just give me an idea what area I'm working in. Something don't look right here. See, this line looks like it's below this line. I'll delete my square back off. Got more. I want to look at the bottom of this and see what its level is. That is 0.021. What's this line? 0.006. They're not lined up. What's this line? 0.006. I want to select this and tell it that it's at 0.006. You can move things around by doing it that way. Okay, now if I select this bottom line, I moved it down. Okay. Not sure if that's a problem over here, but I'm not going to use this drawing. It's just, you know what? Let's fix it. Where's the bottom of that one? Okay, let's see where the bottom of this one is. That one's at 0. Let's put this one at 0 because it's not sitting in the right location. I don't know why that happened because I drew lines and intersected those corners, but who knows? So we'll check it just so it's fixed. All right, it's sitting. Now it's sitting down on 0. I think I want to draw a line and we'll make sure it's sitting. This is what's going to line us up. So I want to hold control down, snap to the 0 position, look at that and see where it's at on X. 4.557. Click off of it. Select the box, and then just, I'm going to try to, let me delete this off. I want 4.557. Delete it off. I want to see if this is 4.557. 4.557. It is. Okay. I got that line back up to our original 0 point. It never hurts to just keep checking things. All right. I want to draw a box from here to here, and then we'll delete out the lines we don't need. So let's delete the lines out first. Let's just select all these. Tell them to intersect. We just need something to leave this corner. So I'll delete this one out, this one out, this one, 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 and we no longer need this dot. All right, I'm going to take and draw a box in there. All right, let's see if I can catch the line underneath them to delete it out. Probably not. Let's do it this way. Let's move the box out of the way. They came with it. I could see it under there. Let's take these and ungroup it. Yeah, see it underneath there? That's what causes the problem. That line's still under it. So say line intersect. All right, now I'm going to draw a line just to center this back up from here to here. And that'll give me a snap point right there to the center of that radius. And then I'm going to hold down the control key and just pick the long lines that made that box I drew. The other two lines should stay below it. And I'll delete them off afterwards. Yeah, see they stayed down there? Alright. Now that one I can delete. That one I could delete. That would have caused problems in D2 and C. I want to select all of these here, trying not to get too much, and say intersect. Right? This is the section I'm trying to keep. I'll show you in just a second. Say line intersect. I want to delete this line out. And I believe it would be better for this first drawing to machine out this bottom part here. Which is, we'll take all the material out of this section right here. So for this drawing, I'm going to need another drawing, but for this drawing right here, I want to delete, I think before I delete this, I'm going to copy it and make another copy of it above it, because I'm going to need to work with, instead of redoing this and finding the loose lines, I'll start with this one. So I'm just going to make another copy of this. Say, I don't think it's going to let me group it because of those loose lines. And then click up here and click paste. And of course, it never drops it. Another thing I got to learn. All right, so we just made us another copy. That's to work on the next machining section. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to hold down the control key and put the lines together that I want in this one group as a machine operation. There's a little line right here. Grab them like this. Here. line in the corner, a line in the corner there. All right, and say line group. Now with those a group, I'm going to take this out and this out in this drawing. So there's nothing connected to this. That's the operation. The tool is going to run around the inside of that and take that material out. Now on this top one up here, top section up here, like I said, it doesn't leave an island. So I will have to use another tool path to flatten off this section. And then I'll use a tool path to come in and get this section. So I'm going to draw a line, decide how I want to do this. I can, I'm sorry, I hit pause. I just spaced out there for a second. Give me a couple seconds. All right, I know what I want to do. I'm going to draw a line from the farthest out point here. Hold down the control key. Hit my space bar, draw another line from there. That's wrong. Hit escape. Right there. To there. Hold on just a second. I have to pause. So now I want to draw a line from, I'm going to hit spacebar again. Draw a line from right here down. Draw a line from this corner down. We'll draw a line from here to here. From top here. Hold the control key so it's a straight line to here. To here. Going to come straight up off this point. All right. So now I'm going to intersect all this. I'm going to select it all. I didn't want, I'm going to hold down a control key and take these other ones out. Here. And here. I'll have to move them out of the way in a minute. So now I want to select all these. Now I want to hold down my control key and select this out of here. I want to select the square down at the bottom out of there. So don't mess with it. That needs to be grouped. Okay, I'm just working with the center section here. So I'm going to say line intersect. And here's what I want to do. Just going to delete this out, this, this, this. There's a little tiny line right in there. Another little tiny line. Another little tiny line. I'm going to select a section. Okay. Moving right on around. See, I don't need to follow any of these shapes. I just need to flatten out the top here. So that's why I'm deleting everything out and just making a nice square path. It's when it comes through here, it's like I said, it doesn't see pockets. It'll also not see these. It's going to just run this cutter around this shape like this. Once I get everything out of here, I'm hoping it makes a little more sense because this is going to be all at the same level. Oh. See a little line in there. I grabbed too much. Let's see if I can just get the little line. There it is. This line, this line, this line. I think there's something sitting there. No, dirt on the screen. Here. 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 You see that little line it lit up in there? I'm going to come across here like this. Nothing in the center, so that's okay. Here. All right. Now all these lines are out past. They're running past all these actual features. So the cutter's not going to leave any radiuses anywhere except right in here. I'm sorry. Yeah, right in this section right here. It's a 1/4-inch cutter I'm going to run in here. So it's going to leave a little radius in these two corners, which makes no difference. This is bracing. It has nothing to do with fit. So from this drawing, this bottom drawing, I'm going to be able to cut this level, cut these 2 square holes down through. I would cut this level first so I don't have to cut the 2 square holes so deep. I can start at this surface. So I cut this level, cut this level, cut these 2 holes through. And then now with this top drawing up here, I need to cut just this section right here at a different level. So in order to do that, I'm going to first I want to see at this line. That's 2.796. Did I fix it? That's 2.798, 2.796. I'm going to group this. I want to group this. I want to see where the bottom of this line is. That's 2.798. The bottom of this one is 2.796. I want to change that. 2.798. All right. And I want to draw this straight line down here. I don't want to interfere. So I just hold Control and not draw it all the way down. That one is, click off. .041. This one is, it's giving me a lower left corner because I grouped it. I made a mistake. Line, ungroup. Pick the other line. That is 4.536. 4.537. Grab them. Oh. Close enough. 1,000th I'm not going to worry about. I'm going to mess around here. Um, delete this line off. You know what? I am going to mess around. I want to say that. Now, see, because it's measuring off the lower left corner. Oh, forgot. Let's nudge. 1,000. 0.001. Hit enter. That didn't work. Here. 0.001. Enter. That's yes. Select this and nudge it right 1,000. Right now it's sitting at 4.353, 4.354. Okay, so I moved it 1,000. We'll put this back to something realistic. All right, so I moved it over 1,000. That's just using, finding another tool that I wasn't thinking about using. Okay, so I got this lined up. Now, the only machining I'm going to do here is to do this level. So in order to do that, I'm going to draw a line from here to here, from here to here, here. That's wrong. I can see it did not snap into the right place. Let me hit escape. Draw a line. Come in from the bottom and approach it from here to here. Everything's already been taken out of this area. I'm just making sure the cutter goes past. I'm going to go from the corner of this right here to the point over there. Same thing, I'm approaching from the outside, from there, come in to catch that corner. All right. Out of all this, all I need is a square box and that one little cut. So I'm going to select it all, say line intersect. Now I'm going to get rid of everything I don't need. And eventually I'm going to grab the whole. I got to do an undo on that. You know what? I'm going to leave it out. I'm going to select this one, take it out. Yeah, we got a bunch of little lines. Let me get rid of them. There's a little line sitting down here. Just draw a line from here to here. Select this one and delete it. Take the radius out. 2 small lines out. Bottom out. Now it would be just these. I'm going to group this real quick. It'd just be easier to select everything. Oops. Don't want to grab the box, just want to grab everything up here. And hold down the control key and click on the pieces I want to keep. This one, this one, this one. Something funny in here I'm going to take out. It's probably sitting on another piece, but let's just go ahead and delete the rest of those first. All right. That definitely looks like there's something funny in here. So let's select this and take a look at it. Hit line. I'm sorry, zoom to selection. Yeah, that's open. Okay, back out just a little bit. Let's delete that line. I think if I delete the line, it's going to go ahead and take it out. So I want to draw this line, That didn't intersect correctly. Yeah. Alright, while I'm in there, take this one out and delete it. Back out of this. Grab my hand. Pull it over here. You can see it. Thing looks good there. Looks good there with the equal sign. Select it all. And group it. Alright. That should be everything I need to do to get the 4 different levels on the bottom. We're going to save this as bottom. Save file. Save as. No reason to call it anything besides bottom. And at this point, I'm going to close down eMachine Shop and go ahead and shut down this video and upload it. And next we'll go into D2 and C and start making the G code for all this.